Welcome to the podcast, Truck Hauling Talks. I'm John Jackson. The goal of this podcast is to bring you thoughtful discussions, interesting points of views, insights, and valuable information that you can apply to your trucking operation. The podcast is dedicated to exploring the most pressing transportation challenges from development and start to implementation. Truck Hauling Talks believes that transportation is an essential part of our daily lives and is passionate about finding ways to make it more sustainable, efficient, and profitable for drivers and small businesses. Thank you for listening to Truck Hauling Talks. Now here's this week's podcast. Hi, this is John with Truck Hauling Talks, and I'm here with Chanel from Wisdom and Authority Title Solution. And we've been talking over the last couple of weeks about drivers who are working for companies who are interested in starting their own authority or getting an MC number and registering their own vehicles, becoming owner-operators, or someone who may be purchasing a small trucking fleet from someone else and they need to have certain information or certain things. Chanel is with Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions, and if you have any questions or anything that you need to do as far as registering or any type of work, if you have any type of paperwork, she's very knowledgeable in this area. She's been in this business for 18 plus years, 12 plus years at Wisdom and Authority. Okay, we've been talking about various things, and today, Chanel, you had a few things you wanted to go over today. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
So it's going to be pretty much about our owner-operators wanting to branch out and get into the trucking industry, essentially leaving the company as a driver and taking things up a notch as an owner-operator.
Okay.
Getting your own truck or trucks to get started.
Right. Okay. So I know this is going to be a great segment. So fasten your seatbelt, drivers. And let's get ready to go into this. So start us off. I'm a company driver looking to make some moves. 2024, I want to make some moves. I've been working for a company. I want raises. That seems to be far and few in between. Companies are doing layoffs, pay rate change, mileage rate changed. You name it, everything is changing. Nothing is moving in the favor for the company driver or drivers in general. So can you give us some insight on what we need to do to get started?
One of the things I would recommend, and this is just a little tidbit of information here.
Okay.
If you're with a company, my recommendation is you really pay attention before you leave. People got the paycheck on the brain, they got the income on the brain, which is great. That's a necessity.
Yes.
You want to see how that company that you're with is operating.
Okay.
Take the information that you're learning. You're not just only a driver, but if you want to be that business owner, you need to be getting valuable information from that company. Okay. See how they operate regarding their loads, the dispatching, how's that working out for long periods of time. Look at the pay, of course, as well. Okay. Look at the logs. Look at how that company is operating. And then take note. What are they doing well? What are they doing not so well? Those two sides of the coin will really shape how you're going to do as an owner-operator. Take that information from them. If you see something that's not great, what can you do better as an owner-operator? Okay? And just go from there. But that's really a starting point. Don't just jump out and say, I want to be an owner-op because I want to make some good money. That's great. But what can you take from that company to help you build your business and to build it better?
Okay, that's great information. Time to break out with the notebooks and take notes, or use your smartphone and take your notes about the things that you see going on in the industry. I know a lot of drivers complain about the long waits when they get to shippers, whether it's dropping off or picking up loads. We're running into a thing now where that's something that's been going on in the industry for decades. We get to a location and either you're waiting for the door to open up or you're waiting for someone to offload you or load you. And it seemed like it takes all day, 4 or 5 hours. And once you get loaded, now they want you to go down the road and deliver it within hours. And when I'm saying hours, I mean 24 hours or less, depending on the amount of miles. So it's harder for a driver to get that proper rest doing that. And it's something that has been creeping into the industry more and more, whether it's through brokerage companies causing this to happen or the customer themselves putting demands on the drivers and the brokers to get their product to wherever it's going as quickly as possible. I like to call it warehouse on wheels. No one wants to have anything in storage for a long period of time. They just go to their computer and click it, and they expect it to be there the same day in a lot of cases. We can do a lot of things, but it's hard on drivers to try to push it that far without any kind of recognition or pay. You say we need to take the notes. Do you have some other advice for us?
Before you start that business, don't just say, I want to be an owner-op, I want to get my trucking business. You should be having some sort of idea what it is you want to haul.
Okay.
Now, one thing about the trucking industry, you guys have a lot of options out there. Somebody may be interested in containers. You got automobiles that you can haul if you're a hot shot.
Yes.
You got refrigerator goods, so you can do reefers. You got flatbed, you got dry van. And I can go on and on. So you really need to think about what it is that you're going to be hauling. Is it going to be a variety of these items, or is it going to be one that you're going to really focus on?
Right.
You really want to have that focus, because if you have that focus, then it will give you a better shot of getting better loads. Yes. You don't want to be all over the map. I mean, it's good to diversify. You can, but even with that aspect, have a good focus of what you're going to be hauling.
Chanel, I believe you have something that comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if I'm correct.
Correct.
Okay. And so you can go and check out Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions on YouTube, and it should be some great information for you. It may be a situation where you get some answers that you've been looking for without having to do a lot of research. She's there for you. And if you need to talk to her personally, Chanel, if you don't mind giving your Gmail or your email that they can contact you with.
Sure. You can actually reach me. I have a couple of emails, but you can send any information or concerns to swhite@wisdomandauthority.com or you can use wisdomandauthority@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you for that. So find out what it is that you want to haul, or find out where the lanes are, where the profits are waiting for you. So don't get locked into something, or don't be in a situation where you're not willing to change to meet the market demand. Pretty much price yourself out of business or put yourself out of business because you're missing where the demand is, and you're not solution minded enough to say, hey, we're going to go in that direction because that seems to be where the profit is for the company. For yourself, you're owner operator, profit for you. If you're a small business, you have a small fleet, it may be a situation where you can make your money. Or if you're a team driver, your team might be able to continue to run down the road and not have to wait once they get to a shipper. Just want to take the time to say that if you are running down the road, whether you're a team or you're an individual, you want to plan ahead on your trips. Don't just head out and say, hey, I'm going 3-4 states over, and not have anything planned ahead. You want to plan as far as you can in advance. That's one of the things owner-operators do all the time, the good ones. They try to plan their trips for the week or more. So you don't want to just move from location to location, and then you get there and you start looking at the load board and there's nothing out there good for you because those runs are taken. Or you end up taking something and you think it's a good run, and you end up having to wait at the consignee or the customer for hours or a day or two before the load is ready. But the broker or the broker or the consignee or company that you're picking up from didn't express that when you were trying to find good loads to go down the road with. So make sure you do your due diligence, do your homework, and as Chanel stated earlier, take your notes. If you get a bad shipper, if you get a bad consignee while you're out there, that might be a place you don't want to go back to, or your rates are going to have have to reflect the experience that you're having every time you have to go to that location to take an account for the hours you may be sitting. Do you have something else that you'd like to share along those lines, Chanel?
No, but those are the basics you need to keep in mind actually before you start your company.
Okay, so drivers, make sure if you have any questions, Chanel is over at Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions, and you can look at a lot of the videos that she has up. They're great, give you a lot of nuggets. We're talking about gold nuggets. So this information she's giving you is worth its weight in gold. So in other words, it'll turn into a profit for you and your company. Or if you're an owner-operator, your LLC. So we're looking at a lot of different directions. You know, we have a lot of things going on in the trucking industry, the transportation industry as a whole. I'm not even going to just limit it to trucking. We're going to talk about transportation as a whole. There are a lot of different situations going on. We have scenarios now that people are looking for volume freight. So you have to do your homework again. Look at the news, look at where there's problems, be solution minded, be creative. It may be something that's going on and you have the answer for it that no one else has. This is John with Truck Hauling Talks, and I'm with Chanel with Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions, and we are talking today about getting started as a owner-operator or a small business in trucking. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave the question or suggestions in the comment section. So again, we're here for you. We're servicing the community. We don't mind answering the questions. We don't mind giving the information that's needed. Chanel has Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions, so reach out to her. Look at her page, go to her page, and reach out and ask those questions that you may have. Did you have anything that you would like to talk specifically about today?
The most important thing when you're starting out in trucking, and not only just starting out, it's going to be an ongoing thing actually. It's going to be compliance.
Okay.
Compliance is going to be the most important thing pertaining to your trucking endeavors. Rest assured, that's going to be, you're going to hear that word frequently, compliance, whether it's from DOT, whether it's from DMV, whether it's from safety or what have you. You're going to hear that word a lot. Yes, focus on your loads, focus on your miles, but if your compliance is wrong, if it's out of order, or if it's jacked up, rest assured that's going to affect your loads. It's going to affect your pay.
Okay.
It's no getting away from the compliance. If you take any shortcuts, I promise you, you may not get caught the next day. You may not get affected the next day, but at some point along the way, it will catch up to you.
Okay.
And if it does, you know, it can be overwhelming, but if you're willing to work and get back in compliance, it's very possible and it's very likely.
Well, how long would it take? What is the process?
DOT, they'll have mercy on you if you don't know something and you're working to get it rectified.
Okay.
But if you continue to go down the road and patching this up and, you know, ducking and dodging this and that, they're going to know.
Okay.
You know, it's one thing you don't know something, you make a mistake, but just, you know, trying to escape from it, it's not going to happen.
Okay. So you hear that, drivers? Make sure that you're in compliance. She said that about 3 or 4 different times, so that lets you know how important that is to make sure you stay in compliance with everything concerning your truck registration, the type of freight you will be handling. Make sure that you're staying in compliance with those things. It's very important. Truck Hauling Talks can't make this podcast a success alone. You'll be joining a transportation community who share the same dedication to this important topic. Not only will you hear about the latest videos when you subscribe, but you'll also have the opportunity to engage with Truck Hauling Talks and other subscribers in the comments section. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and explore the world of transportation with us. Be safe, driver.